Some romance movies give you fantasy. Some give you chemistry. The best ones give you emotional truth. This list is for couples who want a love story that actually has something to say about timing, compromise, longing, and being seen by another person. Welcome back to Cinento. This top 10 episode is built for couples, but also for solo viewers who still want romance with real emotional architecture. I mix classics, world cinema, and more familiar Hollywood titles. Some are warm, some are bittersweet, some are quietly devastating. But all of them understand that love is not only attraction, it is timing, choice, pressure, and the shape two lives make around each other. Number 10, Roman Holiday, 1953, country, United States. Language, English. At number 10, I have Roman Holiday. Roman Holiday still works because it is light on the surface and unexpectedly tender underneath. It has charm, humor, and star power. But it also understands that a brief connection can still change how two people see themselves. Joe and Princess Anne are both playing roles when the film begins. What makes the romance work is the way those roles soften. They begin seeing each other as people, not functions. That gives the movie a sweetness that lasts. Choose it for a classic date night that feels easy, elegant, and emotionally clear. Number 9, Blue Jay, 2016, country, United States. Language, English. At number 9, I have Blue Jay. Blue Jay is a small film, but emotionally it goes big. It is about two former lovers meeting again and discovering that nostalgia is both beautiful and dangerous. Jim and Amanda are not in a grand cinematic romance. They are in a painfully human one. Old rhythms come back quickly, but so do old fractures. That is why the film feels real. It understands that love does not disappear just because time passes. Pick this when you want something intimate, talky, and more emotionally raw than polished. Number 8, The Big Sick, 2017, country, United States. Language, English. At number 8, I have The Big Sick. This film earns its place because it lets humor and fear live in the same room. It is romantic, but it is also about cultural pressure, family expectation, illness, and the hard work of growing into honesty. Kumail and Emily are easy to like, but the deeper strength of the film is that love here is not magic. It requires maturity. Kumail has to become more honest, more adult, and more willing to lose comfort. That gives the story shape. Choose it when you want something warm, funny, modern, and still grounded in real stakes. Number cheap, Brooklyn, Arling Ewell. Country, Ireland, United Kingdom, Canada. Language, English. At number 7, I have Brooklyn. Brooklyn is not loud, but it is emotionally full. It understands homesickness, identity, tenderness, and the way love can become part of choosing a life, not just choosing a person. Ilis is a wonderful romantic lead because her inner movement is so clear. She is not chasing drama, she is trying to become herself. Tony matters because he meets her with warmth and steadiness rather than performance. That makes the romance feel safe and real. Pick this when you want a soft, beautiful film that leaves room for longing and life decisions. Number 6, Brief Encounter, 1945, country, United Kingdom. Language, English. At number 6, I have Brief Encounter. This is one of the great films of restrained longing. It proves that romance does not need grand speeches to feel devastating. In fact, its power comes from everything held back. Laura and Alec are ordinary people in an extraordinary emotional situation. That is why the film hurts. It understands desire not as fantasy, but as pressure on real moral lives. The whole story feels like a battle between feeling and structure. Choose it when you want a classic that is emotionally direct, even while the characters remain controlled. Number 5. If Beale Street Could Talk. 2018. Country, United States. Language, English. At number 5, I have If Beale Street Could Talk. This film is deeply romantic, but it is never naive. It understands love as devotion under pressure. The tenderness is real, and so is the social world trying to crush it. Tish and Fonnie feel young, intimate, and believable. What makes the film special is how it protects their love from becoming just a symbol. Their relationship stays embodied, domestic, and human. That makes the injustice around them hit harder. Pick this when you want beauty, feeling, and a love story with serious moral weight. Number 6. Carol, Arting Ewell. Country, United Kingdom, United States. Language, English. At number 4, I have Carol. Carol is one of the cleanest examples of desire, caution, and emotional recognition on screen. It is elegant, but it never becomes cold. Every glance and pause carries meaning. Therese and Carol are drawn with precision. One is younger and awakening. The other is older, more guarded, and living inside consequence. Their chemistry works because it is not only attraction, it is also the shock of being deeply seen. Choose it when you want something visually beautiful and emotionally exact. Cold War, Arting Ewell. Country, Poland, France, United Kingdom. Language, Polish, French, others. At number 3, I have Cold War. Cold War belongs this high because it understands destructive attraction as well as romantic attraction. The love here is real, but it is unstable, historical, and full of collision. Zula and Victor are magnetic together, but they are not easy. Their story keeps moving across borders, years, and emotional states. That movement gives the film intensity. It asks whether love is enough when two people are both deeply complicated. Pick this when you want a shorter film with strong feeling, great music, and a more dangerous romantic energy. Number 2, Before Sunrise, 1995. Country, United States, Austria. Language, English. At number 2, I have Before Sunrise. Before Sunrise is almost pure conversation, and that is exactly why it works. It makes space for charm, curiosity, idealism, and the rare feeling of meeting someone who changes the emotional temperature of your whole life in one night. Jesse and Celine are not written as abstract soulmates. They are written as smart, funny, searching people who keep finding better ways to speak and listen. The movie is simple, but the emotional architecture is beautiful. Choose it when you want a romantic film that feels alive, intelligent, and very easy to fall into. Number 1, The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, 1964. Country, France. Language, French. At number 1, I have The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. My number 1 pick is The Umbrellas of Cherbourg because it captures something many romance films avoid. Love can be true and still not be enough to protect people from time, class, war, and reality. That honesty gives it enormous emotional power. Genevieve and Guy are young, sincere, and deeply in love, but the story does not flatten life around them. It allows circumstance to matter. That is why the film feels so grown up. It understands romance as beauty under pressure, not just happy fantasy. Pick this first if you and your partner want a love story that is gorgeous, emotionally rich, and unforgettable after the credits. That is my top 10 love stories for couples who want real emotion. If you want the easiest modern entry, Before Sunrise, Brooklyn, and The Big Sick are great starting points. If you want something more intense or bittersweet, go to Cold War Carol or The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. And if you want to talk after the credits, this whole list is built for that. Which title from this top 10 feels most like your current mood? And what kind of top 10 therapy list should Cinento build next?